The following is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views of Radio 1, WTLC AM 1310, 95.1 FM, and its management.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Beyond the Pink Ribbon with your host, Nadia E. Miller. In a world where pink often symbolizes breast cancer awareness, this show stands as a beacon of hope and empowerment. With Nadia at the helm, we embark on a journey of resilience, courage, and unwavering determination.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Praise Indy AM 1310 The Light. My name is Nadia E. Miller, and I am your host for Beyond the Pink Ribbon, which airs every Wednesday from 6 to 6:30 p.m. And hey, we're here to light up your midweek. Look, can you believe it? It's Wednesday. We made it. Make sure you look around and let someone know that you made it to Wednesday. But hey, before we get into it, let's connect. Follow us on Facebook at Nadia E. Miller and Instagram. Click like or share so we can make sure that you're locked in with all the things that we have going on with Beyond the Pink Ribbon. Huge shout out to our partner, DBISP LLC, because in their world, small business equals big results. Hey, we're also live streaming in the studio on Facebook. So feel free to shower us with some love, comments, questions. We're here for it, but good vibes only. As some of you may know, that March is Women's History Month, and we are celebrating the entire month with women that are making an impact in our community and women that are making history within their own right. It is my absolute pleasure to introduce my guest this evening, Lisa R. Hayes, who is the Executive Director of Pink Forever Ending Disparities. She is also the Director of Women's Health at Gennesaret Free Clinic. Welcome to Beyond the Pink Ribbon radio show, and thank you for joining me this evening.
Yay, I am happy to be here.
I am happy to have you. Well, listen, let's get right into it. Tell our listeners who may not know a lot about Pink Forever Ending Disparities.
All right, so I'm going to just start out with our mission, because that kind of says it all. Our mission is to eliminate breast cancer disparities for Black women. And I hope many of you already know about those disparities, but in case you don't, they're serious, because Black women are more likely to die from breast cancer than white women. Black women are diagnosed at younger ages in comparison to white women. And then we're also diagnosed at later stages of the disease, which leads to a lot of bad outcomes that I could talk about. And then also we are diagnosed with more aggressive forms of breast cancer, which are harder to treat, and again, more likely leads to worse outcomes. So our work is all around eliminating those disparities, and we do everything from advocacy, education, empowerment, and research. Those are our 4 pillars. So everything falls under that, and really anything across that whole spectrum of breast health and breast cancer. We have a program or initiative that addresses that, and that's really what we want the community to know about. Is we're here for the community. We are here with our programming, and we really want to connect, because this is, as we've talked about before, Black breast cancer is like a public health issue. When you look at the numbers, look at the data, and how it impacts
Absolutely.
Us and our families. So that's what Pink Forever is about.
Absolutely. Talk to me a little bit, and then also our listeners really want to inform them. Let's talk about young women and breast cancer, specifically Black young women under the age of 40, and their breast health, and why they should be proactive regarding their breast health.
Right. That's an important issue, because I remember this was years ago, talking with someone who had been diagnosed with breast cancer, and it was a Black woman. She says to me, I just always thought that breast cancer was a middle-aged white woman's disease. And part of that reasoning or part of that thought process for her is based upon, the imagery that we see in the media, or, who we hear about for a long time. It was mostly looking at middle-aged white women who had breast cancer. But part of Pink Forever's intentional efforts this year is to really bring home the messaging that for Black women, breast cancer strikes us at much younger ages. And so it's vital that we let young women know things that they need to do to reduce their breast cancer risk, things that they need to do, some that are within their control, and some, you cannot, you don't have any control over. And I don't want to get too far into the weeds right now, but just as an example, the age at which you start your menstrual cycle, we don't have any control over that, but it does have a relationship to breast cancer risk. So, even for young women who might think, I don't have to worry about breast cancer, I'm in my 20s or I'm in my 30s. The unfortunate truth is that Black women in their 20s and 30s are being diagnosed with breast cancer.
Exactly.
Right. And, even to throw out a statistic, Black women that are younger than age 50 are 72% more likely to be diagnosed with breast cancer.
72%
in comparison to white women. So, yeah, it's hitting us differently. And, at Pink Forever, we talk about Black breast cancer is different, and so it should be regarded differently, and it should be regarded differently by both the Black community and the health community at large.
Absolutely. I had shared with our listeners last week when we had launched the show that, the reason for going beyond the pink ribbon, but I also gave them a little glimpse into my life that I was 28 years old when I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And I then learned about, it was backward, right? I learned about my family history after the diagnosis. And so if you would just take a couple of minutes to talk about the importance of our women, our Black women, but our younger women getting involved in their breast earlier.
Exactly. And I think it's important for organizations like Pink Forever to bring home that message, because the messaging from outside of that is not always there. Take, for instance, mammography screening guidelines. They're all over the place now, so much so that it makes it hard for women to even know, or when should I get my screening? And so, you have one organization that says, oh, don't get your you don't need to get a screening until you're age 50, and you can do it every other year. Why would you tell a Black woman that?
Exactly.
And Black women under the age of 50 are 72% more likely to be diagnosed with breast cancer. That guideline does not work for Black women.
Absolutely.
Right. Or even you have other organizations say, wait until you're age 40. And, you and your doctor can decide whether or not you have a screening every year. But again, for Black women, wait until age 40 might not be the right thing to do. So in our messaging, in our education, it's all about knowing what your personal breast cancer risk is. And the way you can find out about that is by knowing your family history and by knowing about some of the other factors that that might increase your risk for breast cancer. And so Pink Forever has an initiative where we are promoting use of a breast cancer risk assessment that was designed for Black women. Which that's great. I mean, it was over 20 years of health data collected from Black women, and researchers took this information and developed this tool that's just for Black women. And it's very easy. You can find it on our website, but it's very easy. You answer about 8 questions and you immediately find out if you're at average risk for developing breast cancer, high risk, or lower risk. And with that information, then you're armed with knowledge. We're going to talk about knowledge is power in a little bit here, I think, but that's the kind of knowledge that young Black women need to help guide them in their decision making about their breast health.
Absolutely. Why don't you give Pink Forever's website for our listeners and those that are online, that they, while we're talking or later on, they can go out and check out the programs that we have as we move along through the program.
All right. So it's pinkforever.org, and that's PINK, a hyphen, and then the number 4, and then EVER.org. So it's pinkforever.org. Go there. You can start looking now. I mean, we have a lot of programming and initiatives, as I was saying earlier, really anything from, getting knowledge to getting services, to getting connected with resources, we have a program for it. If you're going to be touched by breast cancer, or if you want to be preventative and know about what you should do, we have a program that addresses that.
Yes, and then one other thing. So we talked about mammography and the importance of mammography and other types of services that one may get that are younger women. Talk about the mammography program and how it works at Pink Forever.
Yeah. So we call it our mammography assistance program. If you are uninsured or what's called underinsured, say for instance, you have an insurance policy, but it does not cover the complete cost of a mammogram. For some women, that's a barrier. For some women, they have to make that difficult choice. Okay, do I, pay for a mammogram this month, or do I pay for my kids' school uniforms? I mean, that's just an example. And so our mammography assistance program is for those women that might find themselves putting off getting a mammogram because of a barrier like cost. So very simple. You can go on our website. You can complete an interest form for having a mammogram, and our staff will follow up and get you scheduled. We have several mammography imaging partners here around the city, and we can get you set up with what's convenient for you in terms of location, day of the week, time of day, making it convenient, because what we want to do is remove any of those barriers that might, prevent women from getting timely services, whether it's a mammogram or any other services.
So Lisa, give us speaking of the staff there and that, give us the telephone number. You might want to give us your extension as well. Give the listeners the telephone number where they can call and reach out or reach you directly, or to transition to another staff member that they may speak with.
Yeah. So the number to call Pink Forever is 317-682-4944. You can also just email us. I know a lot of people, it's just easier to email, so that's pretty simple too. info at pinkforever.org. And, me and Nadia and other staff are there available to check those emails, and we'll follow up with you.
Yeah, thank you. I am really excited for just the opportunity to sit down and talk with you. Some of you may know and some of you don't. We work together, we serve together, but that sometimes it's very important that you sit down and just have like a crucial conversation that I think that is missing, for the most part, about the seriousness of what it's an injustice, in my opinion, how Black women are dying from breast cancer. They absolutely are, and we can get into statistics later on. But one thing that we created, and I want you to give us the breadth of this. I want you to talk a little bit about this exciting conference that was built probably, I think, around 2016, maybe, right. The Stay Alert, Stay Alive Breast Health Summit. Tell our listeners about that.
Right. So, y'all, Nadia's playing this down a little bit. So let me tell you what really happened. So Nadia and I, it was on a Sunday afternoon. We were hanging out, talking about some of our advocacy work in the community, and she pops up and says, we just really need to have a big conference to talk about this thing, this breast cancer. We need to get people's attention about this. And I'm looking, I said, and then, but the wheels of my head are spinning like, okay, how are we going to do that? And so I won't go into all the details, but really from that conversation, what sprung was the Stay Alert, Stay Alive Breast Health Summit, which we, formed just for that, to bring women from the community in. So it's an opportunity to learn all about breast health and breast cancer, to learn about resources, whether that's with Pink Forever or other community organizations that serve breast health and breast cancer needs. And the best thing about it is we said, we're going to put this thing together. We're going to put it on, and it's going to be free. So again, we're going back to barriers. We don't want, people not to be able to take advantage of information and knowledge and resources for lack of their own financial resources.
Right.
So from 2016 and, 7 years later, and this year be our 8th year of hosting this, this has been a free summit. It went from one day I can't remember what year we went to 2 days, but now is a 2-day summit where you can get more information packed in there than I believe that you can get at any other breast health related conference, specifically for Black women. Not for free. You're not getting that anywhere else for free. And so what's exciting about it too is that on the first day of the conference, which is on Friday, we dedicate that to breast cancer survivors, but also their caregivers.
Right.
And I think that too is another thing that makes Pink Forever different than some of the other organizations, is that we put almost as much attention and care to caregivers that we do even to breast cancer survivors, because we know that when breast cancer hits you,
it's the whole family.
It's the whole family. And caregiving is hard.
Yeah.
And so we need to, be able to show love and support for those caregivers, but also equip them with tools to help them in the roles that they have. So love the summit. We'll probably talk about it a little more, but I'll just say now it's September 6th and 7th, 2024. Get ready for it. Mark your calendar, because we got every year we come up with something new to do.
Save the date.
That's
you heard
right.
it. You heard
Save
it
the
right
date.
here. You can also check out Pink Forever's social media page. Oh, those of you that are listening, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Pink Forever Inc. That's PINK. For EVERINC. Follow us there so you can follow all the things that Pink Forever is doing here in the community. Now, one of the things that you mentioned, Lisa, that is really powerful, that I think that goes I don't know if it's unnoticed or we just don't talk about it enough, about how this disease causes such unrest for the family, but then also the community of whomever that individual is. And one of the things I love about Pink Forever is we absolutely keep that at the forefront.
Right.
And at the summit, one of the things is that the medical professionals, talk about that, our partners and the medical professionals that are in the room facilitating and teaching the workshops.
Right. So, again, I think that's one of the special things about the summit is we intentionally, from the very beginning, wanted to bring in the community. But we also wanted to bring in those health providers, those service providers that our community should be, or in some cases are already interacting with, as when it comes to breast health. And so it was just really refreshing. I think I've seen this at every single summit we had, where we have some of those health professionals that are the ones presenting the workshops, and community members, survivors, and caregivers, and their family members, they walk in and they're like, "Oh, my doctor's here." It's like a reunion. They're so happy to see that the people who have been caring for them are there, and to learn from them, sort of from outside of going to the doctor or having a procedure. They see them kind of in a different atmosphere, different space. And so it's always really nice to see those folks come together and kind of see their health professionals on a different level.
So remember, save the date. Save the date. We have something in store for you this year. And so we will look forward to seeing you all there. Be sure also contact us, reach out to us if you have any questions. There's absolutely more details and more information to come, which is a great segue. Speaking about information, hey, let's thrive together. Let me shout out our sponsor, DBISP. I want to thank them for their sponsorship to make tonight's show possible. So elevate your business with DBISP. Explore endless possibilities and boost your success with DBISP Innovative Solutions. Visit www.dbispllc.com to experience cutting-edge services in website design, software development, and branding. And hey, while you're out there on social media, take a look at them at DBISP LLC. Check them out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and make sure you visit them at their website. Thank you. We're proud that you are our sponsor. So, as we move along in our program, one of the things I told you all when we last week on Wednesday was about the power play. So get your minds ready because we're going to let Lisa do that. But I have one more big thing that we're going to talk about for about 2 minutes. And it is one of the hottest things that's going on in the city right now. It's called Survivorship as a Lifestyle. And I want Lisa to share with us about what the program is and then who some of our partners are. So when you see this thing online, you understand exactly what it is and what's going on.
Yeah, so Survivorship as a Lifestyle is our exciting initiative that we actually launched last year at the Breast Health Summit. And what this initiative is all about is providing, again, opportunities for survivors, caregivers, and the community at large to engage in activities that will help them survive. And we intentionally made this very broad. I mean, of course, our focus as an organization is always on breast cancer survivors, but with this initiative, one of the things that we're saying is that everybody is surviving something. If it's not breast cancer, it's some other, it could be some other disease. It could be, some family situation. It could be, whatever those challenges are in the individual's life. Everybody has something. And everybody's surviving something. And the whole point of this initiative is, again, to provide opportunities for people to transform, really, their mind, their body, their spirit, so that they can survive and thrive. And so what it really is all about is in partnership with some great organizations that already have programming going on in the city. We partner with them so we can offer opportunities for you to get in movement and fitness, to get in some mental health and mindfulness kind of work, stress relief kind of activities, things that will just make you feel good and look good. So I got to shout out first our partner, RecZone Eye Health. They're our major partner in terms of the movement and fitness activities. They have been bringing it since September when we launched this. Right after the summit, they kicked off with 3 sessions of what's called breath work, where you learn how to breathe, not only to make it better for you when you're exercising, make your exercise more efficient, but also as a way to calm yourself and to use breathing exercises if you're feeling stressful or you just need to calm down, right? And then they followed up with self-defense and what else? We've had line dancing. Line dancing and just yoga. Finished. Yoga. Yeah, and then line dancing sessions just finished last week, and we had big fun. Let me tell you that the room was full, and people learned. Some people were very excited because they finally learned the Tamia dance. I'm not going to name no names, but yeah, that kind of thing. So we're real excited. I can tell you more about it after this, but tomorrow kicks off another session of self-defense.
Yeah, so follow us on social media so you know where self-defense is taking place. We, with our partner RecZone Indy, we will be at Spotlight Indy. But all the details are on the flyer. And so, but we're getting ready to get out of here, but I would be remiss if we got out of here if we did not talk about what our power play this week is. Remember, everybody, your power play is what is your own personal advocacy? How did you get moving? What did you do? And Lisa's going to take about 60 seconds to tell you what you can do and what you can win once you participate in what your power play this is this week.
All right. This week's power play moment is directed at young people, because we started out this show talking about how breast cancer impacts young black women. So our challenge to you, young women under 40, we need you to go to our website, pinkforever.org, click on the empowerment link, and find the link for Survivorship as a Lifestyle. We want you to enroll in it. It's free. When you enroll, you get a swag bag with a lot of great stuff. But if you make that your power play this week, go ahead and enroll. Shoot us an email or drop us a line on Facebook Live here to tell us you've enrolled, and then you get a special prize.
You get a very special prize.
In addition to the swag bag.
Yes. And anybody knows anything about Pink Forever, you all tell them they love, we love, I love, Lisa loves, we love to give stuff away. And so remember, everyone, if you, regarding your health, breast cancer, black breast cancer, you need to come through Pink Forever, Ending Disparities for sure. For education, research, outreach, advocacy, and not in that order, but those are the pillars that we work and thrive under. I want to thank you, Lisa.
Hey, it's
Lisa,
been
my
fun.
sister survivor, for being here with me this evening. I want to thank you for spending time with me. Thank you to our partner, DBISP LLC. Be sure to check them out. Our sponsor, be sure to check them out and follow them on their social media, DBISP LLC. Thank you for joining us at Beyond the Pink Ribbon. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Nadia E. Miller. If you're interested in becoming a partner, please visit our website at www.nadiaemillerllc.com. I look forward to seeing you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thank you for joining us for Beyond the Pink Ribbon with your host, Nadia E. Miller. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Nadia E. Miller. Tune in every Wednesday for your drive home at 6 p.m. on Praise AM 1310 and 95.1 FM.
The preceding program was paid for by Beyond the Pink Ribbon.